The NFL's playoff picture has taken shape after the conclusion of the regular season, with the Detroit Lions securing the NFC's number 1 seed and making history along their way. The Lions capped off their season with a dominant performance against the Minnesota Vikings, claiming their first-ever NFC number 1 seed. Despite losing the turnover battle, Detroit's defense, led by coordinator Aaron Glenn, was relentless, pressuring Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold into a dismal performance. Detroit's victory extends their franchise record for wins, and the bye week will help their banged-up roster heal. On the other hand, the Denver Broncos proved their 2023 season was no fluke, snapping an 8-year playoff drought. Under head coach Sean Payton, the Broncos, 10-7, played a flawless game in a 38-0 shutout against an already rested Chiefs team. Rookie quarterback Bo Nix had a standout performance, throwing for 321 yards and 4 touchdowns, leading to a strong finish for Denver. Payton's leadership and the decision to move on from Russell Wilson have certainly paid off. In the NFC South, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers narrowly clinched the division title, relying on quarterback Baker Mayfield's clutch performances. Despite inconsistent offense throughout the season, Mayfield finished strong, with 4,500 passing yards and 41 touchdowns. The Buccaneers' defense will need to tighten up, especially in the secondary, for a deep playoff run. Meanwhile, the Washington Commanders held the number 6 seed thanks to a dramatic game-winning touchdown against the Minnesota Vikings. They will face the Buccaneers in the wild card round, a matchup that could be winnable if they can exploit Tampa Bay's vulnerable secondary. Despite a tough season, the Carolina Panthers have found hope in quarterback Bryce Young. After being benched early in the year, Young finished the season strong, showing growth and confidence. His performance in the final stretch has secured his future as the Panthers' quarterback. As for the week's losers, the Minnesota Vikings' loss dropped them to the number 5 seed in the NFC. While they remain dangerous, questions loom about whether other teams will replicate Detroit's defensive strategy that stifled the Vikings' offense. Atlanta, with high hopes entering the season, failed to meet expectations, missing the playoffs despite a solid roster. Lastly, the New England Patriots created chaos by firing head coach Jared Mayo after just 1 season, a surprising move for a team used to stability. This decision adds more uncertainty to the team's future, especially with their struggling roster and an offense needing improvement. The Cincinnati Bengals and Miami Dolphins' playoff hopes faded due to early-season struggles and failed backup quarterback plans. Both teams needed outside help but ultimately fell short, missing the playoffs in a challenging, competitive field.